Welcome to the F.T.G.U From the Ground Up podcast, where we discuss everything from construction to real estate investing. We don't bring no hype, no fluff, just real talk. See you inside. In this episode, we're going to be talking about why projects go over budget. That's one of the biggest headaches that people find themselves going through when putting on a real estate investing project or renovation, even new construction. One of the biggest reasons they go over budget is because of change orders. So what I want to do, I want to take some time and I want to talk to you about change orders and what they really are. Like I mentioned to you before, change orders usually come about in renovations, whether it be residential or commercial. They do happen in new construction projects, but it's not as likely simply because the builder has a lot of the fortitude or the wherewithal to see ahead of time to eliminate problems before they even arise. The main reason you're going to run into change orders in the renovation space in Louisiana specifically is because the home is old or the building is old. So the things that the contractor and the homeowner alike are going to run into are going to be dry rot issues, wet issues from leaks that no one knew about or may have just neglected, termite damage, and unlicensed work. One of the things that people don't realize in Louisiana, there's a termite insurance policy on a home when you buy a home in Louisiana. And if you're doing renovations on that home and you do find termite damage, you oftentimes can report that to your insurance company, and the insurance company will be able to fund the repair on that termite damage. Another big factor that causes change orders is humidity. In Louisiana, we build a lot of homes on piers. And whenever you build homes on piers, whether it be concrete piers or wooden piers, the foundation is elevated on that particular home. We put these vents on the side of the home where it allows a breeze to come through there. But a lot of times, moisture and everything traps itself underneath there, and it causes a lot of dry rot on the foundation structure of the home or the building. Another thing that can cause change orders is unpermitted and unlicensed work. So when you have an unpermitted work or an unpermitted job that happens on a home, many times it's not code compliant. So when you have a contractor that comes in and he takes a look at the home and he's peeling back walls and now he's finding unforeseen things that he couldn't see, and the person that did it didn't get a permit, so it's not inspected, he has to bring all these things up to code, whether it's plumbing, whether it's electrical, or anything like that. I've seen in the past where an individual had a home wired with extension cord wire. That's a no-no. But at that time, people just did what they had to do to survive and to get a job done. So we always knew somebody that could do a little work, and it wasn't always the best work, but it was affordable, so we allowed them to come over and to do our home or to do our building. And many times it was unpermitted and it wasn't licensed work. And when now in 2025, 2026, you have all of these new codes that come in, and you have to bring the house from where it is or bring the building from where it is all the way up to 2026 standards. And many times when that unlicensed and unpermitted work was done, it was 20 and 30 years ago. So you have to do all of these code upgrades to bring it up to par. You might be asking yourself, well, who decides on whether we're going to do a change order or not? It can either come from the contractor or the homeowner or the investor. When it comes from the contractor, he's the one that finds all these things in the project, in the property that he couldn't see before, but he has a requirement to bring them up to code and compliance. When it's the homeowner's fault is when they haven't decided on what they want to do as far as upgrades throughout the course of the build. It can also be the city or the parish inspector letting you know about fresh new code requirements or engineer requirements that nobody knew because it's brand new. So that can initiate a change order, which brings me to my next topic: allowances versus fixed price. This is where the budget usually just explodes biggest thing I would say an investor and a homeowner needs to understand is that an allowance isn't a price. It's actually just a placeholder. It's the contractor allowing you to see that, hey, I have budgeted for particular items. And if the allowance is unrealistic, then that allowance budget is fake. The allowance has to be based on what the current sale prices are for that particular item at those particular vendor stores that he is submitting in his bid. If the allowance that's being submitted doesn't line up with the local prices for that particular thing, that budget will blow up, whether on the contractor's end or on the homeowner's end. But it's guaranteed to blow up because the prices are unrealistic. As I mentioned before, there's contractor overruns and there's also client and investor overruns. Each party can be responsible for the price going up throughout the project. You might say, well, how can the owner be responsible for the project price blowing up? Simple. Many times, homeowners and investors alike don't know what they want. And in the middle of the project, many times they want to upgrade something. That causes the price to blow up. Another thing that causes the price to blow up is when you're indecisive. For example, the homeowner paints a room or the contractor paints a room the way the homeowner or the investor wants and decided later that they wanted to change it to a different color. Well, that's not the contractor's responsibility to paint that room more than one time. It is the owner's responsibility. So the owner is responsible for that price going up mid-construction. Another thing I've seen homeowners come in and do, or clients come in and do, they have this while you're here approach. They'll tell you, hey, while you're here, can you go ahead and do this too? Or while you're here, can you go ahead and fix that? So if homeowners can get over the while you're here attitude, many times the projects can stay in budget and move on a little smoother. But on the other hand, contractors can be responsible for costs blowing up. And one of the main reasons I've seen, and I've done it myself, is the estimate or the bid was a little too weak. And a lot of times contractors have found themselves in situations where they needed the job so bad, or they had to get productivity going so bad where they just underbid certain things. And so the bid itself was weak. It didn't account for a lot of different things. And he's not going to fund the project out of his pocket. So the cost blows up with a change order. Another thing that I've seen that impacts budget and causes budgets to go up is something that a lot of people don't even recognize. And it's the processing time for permitting. Many times you can get a permit like that depending on where you are. But then there's a backlog many times of permits that need to be scheduled and need to be put out. And the contractor has to have in his budget the processing time for permitting, because he's working for you that whole time that the permit is being processed. He's doing site work. He's getting everything together for you. He's answering your calls, and he has admin working on that job site, even if the slab foundation or the dirt pad hasn't even been done yet. He's still working for you, and all of those things cost. So by now, you might be asking, well, how do I keep the project from going over budget? How do I keep costs down? It's simple. Finalize your selections early. Know what you want in the beginning. Know what the client is asking for in the beginning. Make sure you have the wherewithal to complete these tasks in the beginning. If you don't have any employees working for you, if you don't have any subs working for you, then you need to know that the client needs to understand this in the very, very beginning. And that's going to keep the project from being delayed, and it's going to keep the price for things from going up. The last and final thing that I'll leave you with on that is do not rush the process, but trust the process. Anytime you rush the process, it is going to cost you something somewhere. And many times it brings about a huge risk, and it's a price that you don't want to have to pay. Anytime risk is involved, money is involved. And many times we could save that money by eliminating that risk in the beginning by not rushing the process. That's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned. If you like this info, I got more coming your way. See y'all in the next episode. So if you found value in that episode, please subscribe and share this with somebody that needs it. We're here to help. We'll have new episodes every Friday. Stay tuned for next week's episode.